felt a lot of guilt. I was like, I should have prayed more, I should have done more. Grief combined with all the guilt that I was feeling turned into depression.
I was drinking to get to sleep, and I did that every night for about a year. After God saved me from taking my own life, I still was having trouble sleeping. I was still in a constant state of pain.
A lot of like suicidal thoughts and things, and like I actually tried to like end my life. I found myself in dark times. I was scared and alone. I had to make decisions of which path to go on.
I was binging on desserts and food. I was sneaking alcohol. I was playing video games for hours, sometimes days on end. And I was even reading pornography.
But I never had a personal relationship with Christ. My whole life I also kind of dealt with anxiety, and I was just always anxious about a lot of things. If I could control what I ate or how much I exercised, then I can control how I looked and how I danced. And I guess I never really looked at myself as good enough to just go to the audition and be myself.
And that created a marital environment that was full of resentment, full of bitterness, full of pain, and
I remember crying out to God, so confused, saying, I'm so lonely, I'm so lonely. I feel like I'm completely alone in this marriage.
Mary stood weeping outside of the tomb, and as she wept, she stooped to look into the tomb, and she saw two angels in white, sitting where the body of Jesus had lain, one at the head and one at the feet. They said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" And she said to them, "They have taken away my Lord, and I do not know where they have laid him." Having said this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing, but she did not know that it was Jesus. Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you seeking?" Supposing him to be a gardener, she said to him, "Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have laid him, and I will take him away." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned and said to him in Aramaic, "Rabboni," which means teacher. Jesus said to her, "Do not cling to me, for I have not yet ascended to my Father. But go to my brothers and say to them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." Mary Magdalene went and announced to the disciples, "I have seen the Lord."
Jesus does not leave us alone in our pain.
God cares, and it's kind of all right to kind of go to him with that stuff.
I realized that God's power had just reached in and changed the mental cloud that was inside of me. And meeting Jesus when all you can see is pain, for me, there was a sweet freedom internally.
Lo and behold, Jesus had bigger plans for me, because subsequently it led me to the love of my life in our marriage and our growing family.
Until I accepted I had no control. Jesus met me when I surrendered. He spoke his truth, and I was finally able to hear it.
The Lord said to me, straight to my heart, I'll never forget it, he said, "You will not be bitter, and you will not resent your husband."
Learning in the Bible what God says about me, that I'm a child of God and that I was made in his image, and that helped me just kind of learn to give my anxieties up to him. It's so much more freeing that it's not my place to control something, but giving it up to him, it's so much easier because it's so much better when it's in his hands.
And then he said, "All right, Max, it's your turn." And he just shattered my heart, and I was in this place of, even though we had built up all of this resentment and all of this mutual distrust, disdain, the gentleness and the peace of Christ just filled both of us. We joke back and forth we actually like each other now.
God kept me alive, and to this day, I'm happy with where I am now and that I survived, and Jesus helped me get through that, and I'm excited to see what he has planned for me and what he's gonna do for me down the road.